I am live now on YouTube. Not yet. Once again, for some reason, it's saying that I'm offline. Don't know why it does that. Do not know why it does. Okay, there we go. Now it says I'm live. Okay. Info. Come on, YouTube. Did this to me yesterday. You're doing it to me again, or it's giving me errors. Okay. Alright, so I'll just save the changes there. View on watch page. There we go. Nobody's here yet, but that's okay. Got everything situated. Everything ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and make a snap while I can, telling people to come watch me for 30 minutes. So, look at this. Look at this. Look at this right here. Hey guys, I'm going to be live on YouNow. This is my 13th day of my June vlog challenge, so please come by and hang out for 30 minutes. Thank y'all. Here's the link. So there we go. That's how you do that. That's how you do that. And I have one person watching on YouTube. I wonder who that could be. Okay, younow.com/Colin Pork Chop. Done and done. And I need to plug my phone in because it's at 22%. It's at Emmett Smith right now. 22. Catch 22. Double deuce. Okay. So nobody's here yet. Nobody. The giveaway for this week, the drawing will be next. I almost said next week. The next vlog, so tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the giveaway. Definitely going to be interested in doing that. Is there a way I can kind of link myself? I'm going to go ahead and link myself onto YouTube. Or onto Facebook. So some of my Facebook friends can come by and say hi. There we go. There we go. Bam. Anybody? Nobody. Nobody. Wow, this is going to be a crappy stream if nobody... Oh, Chris is here. Chris has come to save the day. Save the day. Chris is here. Thank God somebody's here. So maybe Chris and I can have a little conversation. Maybe he can ask me some questions. I don't know. Okay. We go. Yeah, Chris is here. Speaking of which, I'm going to look something up real quick. So I'm going to talk to you guys while I'm looking this up. I'm going to look up movie times for Wonder Woman because I wanted to go see Wonder Woman. Oh, yeah, I got the car back today. Got it back. $436 later, but I got it back. It was the starter. So, yeah, to say the least, I'm kind of not too happy about paying the money, but I'm glad that the car's fixed, you know. Any situation like that. What do you say here? Hallmark Cinema. It's 508, so we can go to the 710 if she wanted to. Go to 710. I did not pay. I had to take out a loan from my grandmother, so the Abuela International Bank pitched in. Grandma told us not to worry about it until after the wedding. So, better start saving some money, right? Okay. Another day closer to getting Friday the 13th. Chris, you excited? You excited? I was going to take Jocelyn to go see Wonder Woman, but I don't know if she'll be up to it now. Since we're now $400 in the hole. $436.26 in the hole. I can pay my grandma the 26 cents today. I told her I could pay her today the 26 cents. Oh, man. Yeah, that was what the plan was going to be. If she doesn't want to do that, then I will probably just go to the apartment and hang out, and you more than likely can come too, Chris. You do need to come get your red box, though, because I'm looking at it right now. Does this look familiar to you, Chris? Does this look familiar to you? Leaving stuff everywhere you go. You're like a little Hansel and Gretel. Okay, so 2 people watching now currently. Chris and myself. And on YouTube, myself. I sent a link onto Facebook. I wonder if anybody's going to watch because I posted the link on Facebook. Probably not. Probably not. I do want to talk about some things, though. I guess now that I have somebody here, I can talk about these things. Hold on. Okay, I'll read that one later. Somebody posted something on one of my... Well, if you want to play Friday the 13th, we can. Okay, well, yeah, definitely. I just don't know if Jocelyn is going to come over or not. Because it's been a very interesting 24 hours. So, for those of y'all watching that didn't know, my car's, the starter died last night. Which was weird, though, because, like, I took 2 deliveries. First delivery went off without a hitch. Of course, the first delivery is always the easiest one to do. If you have a 2-runner, you're more than likely going to get crap from the second delivery than you are the first. So, what happened was I was in the parking lot at this apartment. It is an apartment that's connected to this bar down on 6th Street. And the building number is like 608 and the apartment's like 602. So that bar takes up like a few lots. And the thing that was interesting was that somebody coming. A lot of people come in during the stream. Muddle the tortoise. How's it going, Muddle? Muddle? Probably Muddle. Is that like Moaning Myrtle? But okay, so I go to the apartment and I am greeted by a cat. And next to said cat was the kitten. The kitten took one look at me and ran off. And then it was messy. There was garbage everywhere. There was like trash cans full of trash, and then there was like broken pieces of like equipment and broken pieces of pipes and tree limbs everywhere. So it looked abandoned, or it looked like someplace that Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers would live. So I called them 1, 2, 3, called them 4 times on my phone. The number was disconnected. So I said to myself, how can you place an order and your number be completely disconnected? That made no sense to me whatsoever. So I was like, alright, mission failed, we'll get them next time. So I go back to the store and I tell them, hey, this person didn't answer. So they said, okay, take these 2 deliveries and then go try again with the other guy. I said, okay. So I loaded up the car with the three deliveries, and I turned my key and it just made a clicking sound. Wouldn't start. Just made a clicking sound. So I went back into the restaurant and told my manager, I said, Nick, I said, my starter just went out, I think. Kiora. Did I say that right? Kiora. I am terrible at pronouncing names. So I went in and he was like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, you can come out and check. You know, I'm not making this up. So I went out and he went out with me, and of course the car made like click. Every time I turn the key, make a click sound. And of course I'm getting a call from somebody. Hold on, this could be interesting. Hello? Oh, okay. Thank you very much. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. All right, might be a little too late to do that today. That was James Avery, the place where Jocelyn got my wedding ring. They just called and said that the rings that I ordered are in, which is actually quicker than they said it would be. Hold on, just texting my fiance back. Okay, so I have somebody else watching. Hi, how you doing? What's going on? They robbed me. So, okay. So my manager had to take the last two deliveries for me. And so pretty much I was just making pizzas the rest of the night, and then eventually had to clean up, and then had my fiance come pick me up at 12:30, and and then she took me to Whataburger because she was going to wait to eat until I got home. Um, so we went to Whataburger and waited in the drive-thru for almost 45 minutes. She says it's not 45 minutes, but I swear to God it was 45 minutes. So we ate. So we didn't go to bed till about 2 o'clock in the morning this morning, and she had to be up at 8. So I felt really bad for her. I know she's probably exhausted. Poor little lamb. Poor little lamb. And the the interesting thing about that was, God, I've said that like 20 times today, haven't I? The interesting thing about that was, am I dead on YouTube right now? Is this a thing? Is this a thing? Am I really dead on YouTube right now? What about you now? Am I still good on you now? Or is everybody getting kicked? Okay, so I guess it's working just fine. Yeah. Go get them or it. Okay, so Chris is back here. So I guess this thing is like kicking people. I don't know what the issue is because it's lagging really bad on YouTube. But anyway, so I cleaned up. Yeah, Jocelyn came pick me up. Didn't go to bed till 2 o'clock in the morning. Then I called my grandma this morning and told her, hey, my car's dead in the Pizza Planet parking lot. And she's like, okay. So we had it towed, and like 10 people, not 10 people, not literally, but like 3 people at work last night told me it was a starter. And I think it was a starter because I had this problem 2.5 years ago. And the thing about starters is they're supposed to last like 100,000 miles. This one lasted like 25,000 miles. So my grandma was like, what's the issue? What happened? And then my sister, because kind of having the same problem with her car, is like the inside, everything works. The lights, the radio, the horn. Obviously the horn works, but locking, unlocking, everything works on the inside. Just the outside didn't want to start, which was really interesting. And so Jacqueline, my sister, her problem is that she drove when we had the really bad flood 2 weeks ago, and got water under her car. So they think it might be a starter, and I was like, oh crap, that might be my problem because I also went swimming 2 weeks ago with my car, and it just slowly killed my starter. I bet that's exactly what happened. Because at first I was like, they gave me a faulty part, and then they're like, oh, this could be caused by the flooding if you drove in it. I'm like, well, I drove in it because I had to go to work, so that explains why. So I should have just stayed at work. I could have avoided a $400. I should have just stayed at my grandma's. I could have avoided a $400 mistake, to say the least. Okay, so that happened, and then we dropped the car off at the mechanic, and my grandma took me to eat lunch, and then we ran a couple of errands with my nephew. And ate at Sharky's, though. If you guys are ever in Sharky's, best burrito place in town. Build your own burrito. Better than Chipotle. Better than anything. I love Sharky's. Fantastic food. Just a little plug. I wish they were paying me for that. I wish they would give me free Sharky's for plugging that. But that's not the case. The fun thing, though, was we drove back to the mechanic. And I saw my car in the parking lot. And we went in, and they're like, okay, have you had a chance to look at it? They're like, no, we're really busy today. And I looked around, and there was nobody in the lobby. There was like 2 or 3 cars inside the shop, and like 3 cars parked in the parking lot. It's like, we're really busy right now. We're probably not going to be able to get to it. No, they said, we are not going to get to it until tomorrow. I was like, well, that sucks. I was like, because hopefully they can have it done by like 5 o'clock, because I have to work tomorrow at 5. And they're like, and it's going to be about the same price. They're like, oh, but the part is $6 cheaper than it was 2.5 years ago. I was like, oh, $6. I'm going to save $6 on this. Fantastic. And of course, I was being sarcastic. And they're like, but the labor is going to cost more than it did in 2014. I'm like, of course it will. So that was interesting. I have this running joke with my fiance and a couple of my friends that this certain mechanic, anytime you go in there for anything, it's $400 to fix it. Everything's $400. Your starter's busted. You got to get a new starter. $400. You got a loose gas cap. $400. Windshield wiper installation. $400. You have to get your tires aired up. $400. You have a low gas. You're low on gas. $400, and they'll fill it up for you. So that was the running joke that I have going on with them, and of course it's funny. And of course, it was $400 to fix my starter. So the joke continues. The jokes write themselves, people. The jokes definitely write themselves. So since I only have 2 people watching right now, and one of them's Chris, and it's probably just Chris, and nothing but Chris. It's Chris. It's just Chris. Excuse me. I might make this one a 20-minute stream instead of a 30-minute stream because I guess everybody's still at work or everybody's busy or doing their own thing. Flooded engine, $4,000. Yeah, Chris's car had the same problem that mine did, and instead of getting the starter busted, Chris had to pay $4,000 to get the engine repaired because he flooded the engine. Well, he didn't flood the engine; his sister did. So sorry, Ashley, calling you out. Luckily, Chris has insurance and everything's covered, so he only had to pay a deductible, which, again, awesome. Way to go, Chris. Made out like a bandit. And so, other than that, I've literally done nothing all day today, because I've been focused mainly on trying to get the car fixed and trying to get the car situation going on, and I'm glad that I got the car back today, and of course I went and it started right back up after everything. Because I tried, when it got towed earlier this morning, I tried to start it, and of course the same thing happened. Because Jocelyn made a joke last night where she was like, and your car might start tomorrow, because starters are interesting. And I'm like, yes they are. I demand 30 minutes of Port Shop. I'm sorry, Chris. If you want 10 more minutes of me, buy Friday the 13th and play with me right now. That's all I gotta say about that. So, the last couple of minutes, the giveaway will be tomorrow. Okay, King Cobra is here. Thank you, King Cobra. What's going on? How you doing? How's your day going so far? And, okay, a new person is watching. Private Eyes, they're watching you. They see your every move. Sorry, had to do it. Had to do a Hall & Oates song. I apologize. So the last couple of minutes. What am I going to do the last couple of minutes? Maybe if Chris asked me a question or something. I thought we were playing. Well, if you want to come over and play, awesome. If you want to come over and play, awesome. Well, if you're off right now, which I don't know if you're off yet, but, it's whatever. Okay, so King Cobra's still there. No likes, no dislikes on YouTube. And, all that such. Roberto! What's going on, Roberto? Okay. Alright, you're home? Wait, did you get the game already? Did you get the game? Or are you talking about coming over here to play? Anyway, sorry. Hey, what's up, man? Okay, so I will go another 10 minutes. Alright, cool. Because I forgot that there's something I want to talk about, and that is the Golden State Warriors winning the NBA title freaking last night, which was ridiculous because the Cavs, the first half, up until the 36-11 run that Golden State had, the Cavs looked like they were going to win, and it looked like that they were going to push it. But of course, it is literally 4 versus 2 for the Cavs. 4 for Golden State, 2 for the Cavs, and it was not fair. This series was absolutely not fair. I compared this to the Sephiroth fight in Kingdom Hearts 1, or Kingdom Hearts 1.5, depending on which one you play. Sephiroth is the hardest boss in the game. Fine, thank you. What your car? What are you talking about? What other cars you were talking about? My car got the starter went out last night, and then my sister's car, whenever we had the flood, she drove in it, and they think that the starter went out on that too. So that's the cars that we were talking about. My car and her car. But any hooser, um, I got some perspective on the whole Kevin Durant situation. When I first heard that he was going to Golden State, of course I was pissed for no reason. This had no outcome in my life. This Kevin Durant going to Golden State didn't make me lose money or anything like that. But I know Chris, being a Thunder fan, would have loved for Kevin Durant to stay. But I mean, like I told my grandma at lunch today because they were talking about the game last night on the TV, and I was like, okay, so say you work like in the mailroom at this firm, and then they call you into the office one day and they said, hey, you have a potential chance to become the vice president of the company, and you'll be getting assets, and you'll be getting benefits, you'll be getting 401k, retirement, dental, all this other stuff. Not calling the Oklahoma City Thunder the mailroom versus Golden State's vice presidency or CEO, but I mean, if you have that opportunity, I bet most of y'all watching this would take it. I bet most of y'all watching this would be like, jumping on that right now. I know I definitely would. Going from, getting beat in the first round of the playoffs every single year, if making the playoffs, which the Thunder did this year without Durant, to winning the championship. You can't go to the team that beat you. Well, apparently you can. Apparently that's a thing. They compared the Kevin Durant thing to Deion Sanders going to the Cowboys whenever he left the 49ers and became a Dallas Cowboy, is what they're comparing it to, because he was like chasing a ring, is what they were saying. But, I mean, Deion I believe he won a ring with San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken. So he won one with San Francisco and he won one with Dallas. I believe that's what happened. But anyway, but who knows? Maybe Kevin Durant gets a couple of rings and then goes back to Oklahoma City, and there's a whole like LeBron James vibe going on. He already had one. Well, this is true, but once again, going from a team that loses, you don't want him back. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I bet some Cleveland fans are still pissed that LeBron came back, but of course that championship probably changed their mind. Swinging the leg again, swinging a miss. the Cavs were outmatched. The Cavs, though they had the run that they did only lose one game before they got to Golden State. The Warriors were undefeated before they got to the Cavs, so then they only lost one game in the entire playoffs. Must be doing something right. I know it's a super team, but one of the biggest issues about a super team is that they don't last very long. Like, when it comes to like salary, and it comes to, just roster spots, some people are gonna leave. Some people are gonna get traded, or they're gonna get cut, or they're gonna move on to something else and retire. I mean, look at the Miami Heat. They had that super team, and even though they won 2 championships, that did not last long at all. Look at the Seattle Seahawks with the Legion of Boom. They won 1 Super Bowl, and then they had to break up the team because they couldn't afford everybody. So super teams are extremely hard to come by, and if you got them, you better work with what you got to get the ring. If you don't get the ring, then it's probably considered a complete failure. So I just wanted to talk about that. A new person on you now is watching. Hello, new person. So I just had to rant about that. And then, can we please stop doing the LeBron to Jordan comparison now, because he lost to Golden State? And then, of course, people are going to be like, well, he didn't face Golden State. If Jordan would have had to face Golden State, he probably would have lost. I don't think so, because Jordan did have Pippen, and he did have crap. Chris and I always forget his name. Dennis Rodman. Those three up against the Golden State 4, I think, is probably a good matchup. But LeBron and Kyrie, Dennis Rodman, LeBron and Kyrie, that's my alarm. I tried to take a nap earlier, but it didn't work. Kyrie is one of those players that can turn it off and on when he feels like it, apparently. And then you have D-Will, who was completely useless to the team. That was LeBron's choice to bring D-Will. He's going to be gone next year. And you have just all these other players in the Cavs that just were not consistent like LeBron was consistent. LeBron had, I think, one bad game the entire playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. Angry Cheese. How's it going? Angry Cheese is watching. The Angry Cheese is watching. It's good. I mean, congratulations to Golden State for winning the championship. Congratulations for them winning 2 out of 3. He didn't have a single bad game in the finals. He was actually averaging a triple-double in the finals. It just feels a little off to me. Don't know why. Don't know, why it's affected me like this. But the whole winning thing, it's be the same. It's going to be the same team next year. That's why people are saying, because Kevin Durant says he's going to take a pay cut so that he can stay there and so they can re-sign the players that they need to, get the pieces that they need to make another run. And then, that's awesome. And then, of course, the LeBron to Jordan comparison, we got to stop now. We just got to stop, people. Like, popularity-wise, skill-wise, okay, cool. But you cannot compare him. You cannot compare him to Michael Jordan. You just can't at this point. I don't think it's possible. Because he's 3-5? 3-5, I think LeBron is. And championships, getting championships, he's 3-5. So, well, Curry's going to get paid. So the pay cut that Durant is issuing will probably go to Curry, and then they'll probably distribute a little bit to Clay, and then Draymond, and those are the big 4 right there. Jordan never played a team like this. Jordan never played the team like this, but I think Jordan, skill-wise, even though I just said that LeBron and Jordan's skills, LeBron can trump Jordan. Maybe that's not the factor here, because I think Jordan actually could have done better. Because if he had Pippen and if he had Rodman, he would have been just fine. Just fine. Just like I think that the 2001 Lakers could have beat this team. Definitely could have beat this team when you had Kobe and you had Shaq. That's all the Lakers needed. That's all they needed. And that's just me being biased because I'm a Lakers fan. And also one more thing I want to talk about Laker-wise, speaking of Lakers, is it started like a week ago and it is just spreading like wildfire. LeBron's going to leave Cleveland. He's going to become a Laker. Right now I'm saying I don't want that. I don't want LeBron to become a Laker. I know that we're like a few key players away from being good again and to get back into the playoffs, which we have not been in the last 3 years. We've actually been in the basement the last 3 years. If we take away the ring conversation and only skills, very close in my opinion. Well, they are close, but yeah. Hey, dang, you made it with like 1 minute to spare, man. 1 minute to spare. Sorry that we keep missing each other. I go on weird times, and you're probably busy throughout the day. But LeBron going to the Lakers, it could happen, but I don't see it happening. We're going to get Paul George, potentially drafting Ball. Different eras. See, that's another thing. Comparing different eras, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like, for his era, Joe Montana was the greatest quarterback of all time. This era, Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. You just can't compare them. But okay, anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here down to the last 15 seconds. I appreciate all y'all dropping by, all of y'all sticking around. The contest will be tomorrow. So thank you guys once again. And always remember, my little piglets, call them Pork Chop. Loves y'all the most. So y'all take it easy, guys. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, guys.